All right, so today I'm going to be checking these hives, checking the drone brood frame that I had put in 2 weeks ago now to see if they're starting to pull that out. Now that I am using as a Varroa control method. So I remove that frame before those drones emerge, and hopefully that will help keep the Varroa levels down before I fog them with oxalic acid in the fall. I am also going to take off all these entrance reducers because it's nice and hot out and they're nice and established. So now they can have a wide open place to be. So I'm gonna get going. So let's take off this. You can see that drone brood frame. I'm gonna check that first, see what they're doing. I can see some wax already. Just gonna bring that up carefully. Wow. They got right to work on this frame. So since there's already some cap brood, I'm going to come back and remove it because I didn't bring any frames to replace it with. And you never want to leave an empty space because the bees will fill it and it won't be pretty. So I'm going to come back and remove that frame. Alright, so I got my replacement frame because I'm going to do 2 rounds with these capped drone brood, just to try and get as much Varroa out of the hive as possible. Now this does not replace chemicals. It's just to be used in conjunction, so I have to use less chemicals. And I'm taking it out even though it's only some cap brood, because if I left it until this was all full, this would have already emerged. So I'm going to take it right now and replace it. Well, I'm going to shake off these bees first. Let me just make sure the queen isn't on here. It's always a good thing to look for. Nope. And they're going to get a little mad. Put that away from them a little. Replace this right after I just look at this frame once over just to see how they're doing with their normal brood. Look at that solid brood pattern. That is a thing of beauty. Solid on the other side too. Great layer in this hive. Awesome. And I'm not going to bother them on the lower level because I can see that they got brood and they were doing excellent last time. So I'm just going to button them up this time. And I'm going to keep looking at the other hives. Not much on here. So these girls are just being butts. Obviously, I'm not going to take that from them.
They ain't even pulling that right.
I'm actually going to remove this because that's not how I want them to use this.
I might want to re-queen this one.
And I am going to check these guys out because they've been the ones I've been watching the closest. I want to make sure she's laying. So I'm going to dig in here a little bit. I might have to go into the next deep down. Oh no, there's larvae. There's a lot of larvae in here, so we do have a layer. They're just not quite as strong as the other hive. So I'm gonna button them up. Just hope they keep doing all right. Okay, so I've had this frame in the freezer for about 48 hours. And I've defrosted it for a little bit, and we're gonna see if we can find any Varroa on these drone brood. Not find any Varroa, but that of course does not mean that there's none in there. Just none that I pulled up had any, which is a good sign though. That means I don't at least have an out of control Varroa issue in the hive. So that puts my mind at ease a little bit. And the reason I bothered to take the cappings off every single one is so that the bees know that they're dead and to remove them and toss them away.